Welcome to Dre and Smiley, the Inner Circle podcast.
Dre, I'm almost at a loss for words because I found Abdul on a TikTok because he's a mathematical genius, a wizard. Abdul has an MBA in MIS, Management Information System. He holds 5 Guinness World Records in the field of
Wow.
education and memory. And he has trained more than 20 students who are now Guinness World Record holders. I'm just shaking because I've never met a Guinness World Record person, let alone to have one on our podcast. So I'm just so
Yeah.
super stoked. He has been training professionals about how to remember things in their personal and business lives for more than 10 years in Dubai. He's our first guest from Dubai. He is the founding CEO of Guinness and the Math Guy LLC, which provides training to develop and improve mind related skills, including photographic memory, mental calculations, human calendars, Guinness World Records training, etc. I didn't even realize I could learn to be a Guinness Book record holder. I'm just at a loss for words. Abdul has 1.5 million followers on TikTok, a quarter of a million followers on Instagram, and a quarter of a million subscribers on YouTube. Everyone loves his math tricks. Abdul, it's just so amazing to have you here. I just want to get started. At what age did you realize that you had a photographic memory or that you had these amazing mathematical skills? And how did you discover that? Or did just someone tell you, or did you just think it was normal?
Actually, to tell you the truth, when we say this is God gifted or this is genius, that's totally different. Let's say 1 in 1 million people, there is someone genius or prodigy. But me, it's totally 100% practice. I always, in one day, I forget like 5 to 6 things. My last time I forgot, last time I forgot your podcast.
That's
So
true.
I always forget things. So there are simple methods to remember your important things, meetings. If you are a student, you can like memorize whole books. Doesn't matter what the complication is. Technical stuff, normal day-to-day names and faces, phone numbers, whatever you want to memorize, and you don't want to forget that, you can do that just by applying those methods and practicing. Nothing else. You don't have to be above average for that also. Same goes with the Guinness World Record. When I train my students for Guinness World Record, 90% of the training is just making them realize that, okay, I can do that. When they say, oh, I can do that, then it's only 5 to 10%. Some students do it in 1 month, some in 2 weeks, some in six months, like that. One student, 7 years old, she became the youngest Pakistani to hold 2 Guinness World Records. She did it in 2 days.
2 days.
Wow.
2 days.
Wow.
There is a mathematical puzzle. It's called Tower of Hanoi. She broke that record in 2 days. Just
Wow.
a student has to realize I can do that. That's it. The average student I'm talking about. When I go to schools
Sure.
and I say, give me your students and I will train them, they think that, okay, we have to give him our brilliant students. I say, no, give me the student whose parents even say he cannot do anything. I will train that student, and this student will become Guinness World Record.
Awesome.
Wow.
Tell me
Yeah.
this. In your bio, it says you have 5 Guinness World Records.
That's
What, five in what? Is it math, science, physics, or are they the same?
It's actually my Guinness World Records or my students' records are not directly related to education specific. It's for students. Now, sometimes students play things, play games. For that, we text each other, right? It's a new generation thing, mobile, AI, texting. So I have a, you know, when we text each other on mobile phone,
Hmm.
I'm the
Yes.
fastest texter in this world.
Fastest
Wow.
texter.
Wow.
So
That's it.
it has nothing to do with the education or anything, but I want to relate myself with my students to inspire them. And you know the periodic table,
Yes.
118 elements, hydrogen, helium, lithium. So
Yes.
the fastest time to identify all the elements of the periodic table, I have 3 Guinness World Records for that.
Wow.
And I have one texting in Spanish also. I don't know Spanish, but I just practiced for that specific record, and I made it just to just to show my students that I used to get 0 in chemistry in my school. So I made one Guinness World Record in chemistry. And whatever you
Wow.
want to do, you can do it. That's the message actually.
So you know what's interesting, Abdul, is I hear you talk about this. A couple things stand out. One is it starts with confidence. You have to believe that you can do it, right?
That's
And
right.
so I was definitely the average student. My brother was kind of a whiz. Like, stuff came to him very easily. For me, I had to really work and, and put the time in, that sort of thing. But yeah, I think it comes down to believing you can do it. That's the first thing. And then secondly, something else you mentioned in terms of, you said you got a 0 in chemistry, but you're able to, through repetition and practice and the confidence, you're able to break a Guinness World Record in an area that has to deal with a subject you got a 0 in. So that says a lot in terms of, it just comes down to putting the time in, right? Putting the time in and having confidence. And the final thing that you said that stood out to me is that you go to great lengths to be sure you can connect with your students. You're not a big tech. That's important, right?
Yeah, that's right. People
Yeah.
always ask me how you get so many followers on this. What's the secret? Even in my office, all the colleagues, they say, "Oh, he will never tell us his secret," and something like that. I tell them the secret is consistency, nothing else. No matter how bad your videos are or your content is, but if you keep making them, you will keep improving your content without you knowing it, and you will get, even if you are getting 1 follower a day. So, by the way, when you introduced my now I don't have quarter million in Instagram. Now I'm reaching 1 million in Instagram. Just in
Wow.
the month of October, inshallah, I will cross 1 million in Instagram, and I'm reaching 500,000 in YouTube also.
Wow.
And in
Fascinating. Fascinating.
TikTok, it's 1.7 now instead of 1.5. So a little.
Yeah.
Since
Okay. So you've definitely been consistent and growing.
yeah, the only thing I do is just post daily. That's it, nothing else. Or
Sure. Sure.
consistently. If I'm posting weekly one video on YouTube, it has to be same day, same time, every week.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
people slowly they know, okay, this is the day and time he posts, and this is his content and everything. And just you forget about it. You do your life. It will eventually one day it will blow up. It can
Sure.
take 6
Sure.
months. It can take 1 year. Don't wait for it. Just do your
Yeah.
thing and don't worry about it.
That's encouraging, Abdul, because Smiley and I have been putting a lot of time into this podcast, and it's grown. It's definitely grown over the years. But being consistent, like you were saying, it's one day when we least expect it, it's going to explode. But tell me this, Abdul. So you pursued a MBA in MIS, and then from there got into what you're doing now. Tell me about that journey. What made you decide to get into helping people understand that math is not complex. Math is relatively easy. Tell me about that journey to how you got into doing what you're doing now.
So when I was doing MBA, actually, MBA in MIS means from day one they started teaching us, the programming language, Visual Basic and C++
Yes.
and things. And I didn't
Yes.
know how to turn on this computer. I thought to shut it down. It's an electric thing. I will just turn off the light. Something like that. And it will turn off.
Okay.
The first time I saw computer in front of me is when I was in class. It was my first day. For the first, I'm a villager. I live in village, and so it was a big city. I came here, but this institute, it's called IBA, Institute of Business Administration. It is the top institute in our country, and it's not easy to get admission. No matter how much money you have, no matter you have to pass their admission test, and it's very difficult. Like there is a, out of 8 sections, there is one section in which you have to complete 20 questions, math questions, in 5 minutes.
Wow.
So it's so competitive. Everyone is struggling to get, even the good students, very top-notch students, they don't get in. So I was
Wow.
the among the 35 students who got in that year. So actually, I just wanted to check if I can do that or not. I didn't I didn't want to do MBA or anything. Just I was willing some living in village, doing my, the farming, you call it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
And
Yes.
someone told me that even I was married and I had kids, everything. I didn't want to study further, but someone told me this is an institute and it's very tough to get in. I said it's not that tough as you are describing. He said you okay, try to do it. I worked for like 2 to 3 months and then I got in. When I got in, everyone is like, it's very rare that you are in. You have to do it now. So I was interested in computer. So I wanted to see what this machine is. Why are everybody talking about this? What it is? And then in 2 years we learned Visual Basic, C++, programming languages, all of the stuff that. And when I completed 2 years, I knew that I don't have anything to do with IT again in my. I was,
That was
I,
enough.
I was tired. Two
You're
years of
tired.
programming, all nights, deadlines, projects, this, that. I thought this is not me.
Yeah.
So after that, I opened an institute in, Karachi in Pakistan.
Mhm.
It's
Yes.
a big city, Karachi.
Yes.
And in that city, I opened an institute. We used to train students to get train for that admission test. It's very difficult. So it takes 3 to 4 months or 6 months of training and practice, and then they can pass that exam. So I was doing that for 4 5 years. In that training students, I learned a lot of shortcut techniques of math and how to, because we have very less time in that test,
Yes.
every section. And in every section, out of 8 sections, there was only one section where the minutes are more than questions.
Mhm.
In every other section, 7 sections, questions are more than minutes.
4 minutes.
So you have
Oh,
less
wow.
than 1 minute to solve one question. 3 sections English, 3 sections math, one general knowledge, one IQ, like that. And you have to
Okay.
have extra sharp mind, or you have to have a lot of practice for getting that test passed. So we
Right.
were training for that. And when I, in computer, once MS Word, I started typing the shortcut tricks that I know. And then when I passed shortcut trick number 350, I deleted that file. I said they are not ending. There are so many. So what I thought, I will just I will teach these, and it will go from student to student, and they will teach each other. I cannot make a book out of it, and no one reads any books.
No.
So if
And
they
so,
have
and
to,
so instead of having it a word, is that when you decided I'll put it online?
no, not online, just train students.
Okay.
Just
Okay. Okay.
teach students these tricks, and they can just practice and they can get benefit right away, instead of writing
Gotcha.
it in some book and it will be in some library. Nothing will happen.
Collecting dust.
So since
Mhm.
then, I've been teaching this, and few years back I stopped teaching. I just make basic math videos and put it online. That's it. And
Gotcha.
I make online courses, of course, that we sell.
Mhm.
And otherwise, social media, basic math videos. That's it. So I
So for
don't
the
teach
online
people.
courses,
Sorry.
where
Yeah.
can our listeners and viewers of the podcast, where can they
They,
find your online courses?
they can go to guinnessandmathguy.com also.
Okay.
Guinnessandmathguy.com, whatever the name of my every platform is, exactly that
Okay.
same name.com. There they can
Okay.
find the courses, or they can email also, info@guinnessandmathguy.com. And right now, actually, the full program is a series of courses that will cover all the math topics from grade 3 to grade 10, plus competition exams, entry tests, admission tests, multiple choice questions tests, etc. But right
Wow.
now, till now, we have only launched two of our courses. One is Abacus, and the other is turn on the calculator in your head. That part one of three that for basic. So though all three parts will have plus, minus, multiply, divide, the students can do before calculator can do something like that.
Wow. Wow.
So
Okay.
Dre,
part one is already launched. Part two we are going to launch next month or so, and Abacus will be launching maybe after 2 weeks something.
Okay.
Dre,
Wow.
his videos are so cool because here's one for you. 23% of 50. Now, he has a thing is you take the first thing, whatever you're multiplying by 50 and take it a half. So it's 11.5. So if you take 24% of 50, it's 12. So whatever thing is that you're multiplying down to 50 is just take half of it. And I was watching this video, I was like, what? And I tried to break it. So I did it like 17 times. You can take 80% of 50, but that's an easy one. That's 40. But once again, it's just
Yeah.
like you just multiply it. So he has all these little, I guess, math tricks, as he calls them, that if you
Yes.
look at the pattern, there's another one
Yeah.
where he shows the sequencing of numbers. It was like 5, 15, 19, 80. And then he shows the formula of how you could figure out what the next sequence is. So
Wow.
these, when you say your classes, and let's just get to the dynamics of the people, do you find high schoolers, college graduates, middle schoolers, or all people, or just picking up your courses just to learn these techniques to enhance their skills, their mental skills?
Yeah, in the beginning, we thought our audience or our customers are students,
Hmm.
but when I checked the data of last year or 1.5 years, almost all, more than 95 or 97% are actually adults.
Like me.
Yes, or, or the parents of the kids who want to
Yeah.
learn. Many they are good, okay with math, but their daughter or son is struggling with math, so they want to learn themselves the easy way and then explain to their kid. So that's a better way than just forcing the kid to learn this thing, because
Hmm.
it's not my methods. I can any method I pick, and if sometimes my students teach me also, they say, okay, this is the better method than this one. I say I compare both, and if that method is better, I take that. That is
Hmm.
from now onward. This is the best method, the shortest possible method. We don't have to write 2 pages and get one simple answer. We are not what you say making rockets here, or we are
Yeah.
not big. Basic maths means you should know the concept, and then you should know both things. You should know how to get it in 5 seconds, and you should know how to write it in full paper where every step has uh,
Hmm.
numbers, scores.
Yes.
So
Hmm.
if it's a 10 points question, you give them all the steps, they will give you 10 points. That you should know. And if it's a competition exam, multiple choice question, they don't care what you did, they just want the answer. You should know how to give them the answer in 5 to 10 seconds also.
That's awesome. And tell me this, you started off by saying you got the Guinness Book record in Spanish, but you don't speak Spanish. Do you
No,
find you have students from all languages, or is it mostly English? And say, what languages would you have your content or in your
No,
participants?
it's right now it's only in English. Before it was
Hmm.
in Urdu also, but
Okay.
but Urdu people don't give me that much. What you call it? I will not say it's my own country. So
Mm-hmm.
there I was struggling there. So when I came here, I started making the courses and everything, and also the content in English. Now I'm fine because it's English is more than half the world they speak English, they can understand. So now it is fine. There I was struggling because Urdu, not everyone knows Urdu, or so
Hmm.
those were the tricks that are universal. I used to teach GMAT, GRE, SAT, right? In
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
the quantitative part of GMAT and GRE and SAT math part, I've been teaching for like more than 20 years now. So
Wow.
because there also they don't need your working what you did to get the answer. If you know magic, What,
well, well,
call it? Akadabra, something like that.
Abracadabra.
Ah, actually, when
well,
you get the answer, that's it. They don't care. If your answer is
They
correct,
don't care.
you are a good person. If you
That's right. That's right.
if your answer is wrong, but you did all the math right, in the end you did a little careless mistake, and the answer goes wrong, then you are a bad person.
That's
So
right.
there I used to teach students how to get to the answer. So actually, I'm expert of GMAT, GRE, SAT, the standardized
Wow.
tests like that.
hmm
So and when I made these videos, I think one of that video went viral in last year February, and because of that, in 12 days I got 144,000 followers in 12 days, and
Wow.
from there I did all of this in 2016, 17, 2 years, nothing happened. But I don't know. I don't know. Last year, 2022, I just did this sitting in my office. I didn't know what will happen. In 10, 12 days, something blew up. And when I saw after like 2 months, my company account, TikTok account, that I was managing. And this account, personal account, I was managing. And after a few days, someone told my boss that whatever he does for his own account, personal account, he doesn't do that same thing for our company account. So my boss was he called me and said, what's the problem? Our account is not going up and your personal account is blowing. I showed him that the analytics, all of my followers are from USA. So
hmm
Yeah.
here we are doing in the UAE, Dubai, but
Yeah.
all of my there is no follower in Dubai, and I'm Pakistani. There is no follower from Pakistan. So all of the
Well,
Interesting.
followers are from USA. That's why it's blowing up. It's not a matter of I'm
Uh,
working on a separate strategy or something. It's not like that.
yeah.
It was only 10,
Okay.
12 days. Yeah.
so tell
Interesting.
me this. You mentioned that you were a farmer before you were challenged to take the exam. When you were doing your farming in your family, did you know you had a photographic memory before you got into the education? Or
No,
did your family tease you like, Dre, people just come up to you like, what's 85 times 95? And you give them an answer. Was that like something that was common? Or did you not know you had these skills until you took the exam?
no. Actually, I had high schooling and till graduate, I did the studies before I was working there in my village. But right now also and before also, I don't have photographic memory. It's just practice. And in
Okay.
my area, specifically my area, the people who never saw the face of school, they calculate numbers faster than me. So sometimes they tell me that why are you teaching students? You don't know math, anything. You don't know.
That's family. That's family.
All the people are saying I am good in math, and you are saying don't teach math, don't spoil their lives. Why are you teaching math? You don't know math. So So the people in my area where I live, in my village, they sell and buy and sell goats and these things, and they have to calculate. There is no
Yes.
calculator. They have never gone to
Right.
school, so their mind is so fast in numbers, calculating numbers, that I cannot compete with any one of them. So that
Sure.
Wow.
maybe that helped. I am from that area. Maybe that
Yeah.
helped. Other than that, it's all I learned uh, in learned shortcut techniques and these things in Karachi when I was training myself for that admission test. And that
hmm
Yeah.
in those 2 3 months, I got love of numbers and everything. I said, okay, I will teach this same thing to the kids also.
Abdul, as you share that story, I'm thinking about how both skills are valuable, right? So you mentioned how the people in your village, because they're merchants, because they're selling all day, every day, they don't have calculators. So they have to be really sharp. And the more they do it, the sharper they become. And, they can, this is at the forefront of their mind. Numbers and calculations are at the forefront of their mind. It's really important. And they're probably really good at doing fast math, is what I would call it. The skills you have that you've developed are equally important in terms of what's the shortcut. What's the shortest distance from here to the answer, right?
Yeah.
And ensures the most accurate answer. So in my mind, there's no right or wrong, but of course, depending on which side you sit on, you might say, why are you taking so long to do that? And the people over here are like, oh, that's a shortcut. You don't know what you're doing. So it's always that argument, but I think both skills are equally valuable. Here's a question for you.
Please.
So in terms of, the memorization techniques that people can use, I know myself, my memory is decent. I'm really good with faces. I'm not great with names. Numbers, I can do math like the average person. But what are some skills? What's a simple technique that you could share with our listeners and those viewing this on YouTube? What's a simple technique that could be used to help us improve how or the way we remember something?
There are two different things. Like something as a student has to memorize something for the exams or something like that. That is that for that you have to go a little deeper in the memory techniques. But for a layman or adults, let's say I don't want to forget my file. It's very important. In the morning, I have to go give the presentation, and this is the file that I am going to need in that presentation, let's say. And my boss and other 3-4 important people are coming from other companies. So I don't want to forget this file. But I know that, okay, I always forget things. Maybe in the morning, I'm in a hurry, I will forget this thing. So I call it them memory nuggets. So the last time when I go out from my house, what is the last thing I do? Last thing is I open the door, the gate, and then I go outside. So the last thing I do, put some stool there and just at the floor, put that file there. Even if you forget when you go there and last thing to do, the file is in front of you, you cannot forget that. So this is you are not stressing your mind, you are not doing anything. You are just taking precautionary measures. Just put that file there and then you will not. But otherwise, every person forgets it's if we are not observing and our mind at the moment is somewhere else. Like I will tell you this in my memory workshops, I tell this always. I went out from my home here in Dubai, and when I came to my car, I saw, okay, I forgot the key. So I went back in my home, and then I forgot why I came back.
I do that all the time.
Then I thought, okay, when I went outside, I remembered something and I came back. Let's go outside again. And then I will remember again. So I went outside to my car. I say, oh yeah, how can I drive a car without a key? Then I didn't come back to my home. I called my wife. I said, when I come home now, I'm coming home now. You have to remind me that I am here for my keys, car keys. He said, okay. I went home and then she gave me the car keys and I come back. So this is not abnormal. It happens to everyone. But if we want to memorize something and we don't want to forget that thing, God has given us so powerful memory that we can memorize anything, any volume. Nothing is there that you cannot memorize. Uh, things in pictures, right? So for me, number one is the big names in memory: Harry Lauren, Tony Buzan. They are big names in memory in US. I have read all their books. I have read done a few memory courses also. In the beginning, I was inspired by one book. It's called The Memory Power by Harry Lauren. And I don't know, maybe I was a kid at that time. So I read all that book, did the practice, and when I checked myself, I could memorize like 100 things at a time. So I said, okay, this is good. It's working, all the techniques and methods. It's fantastic. then now whenever we do the memory workshop of 4 days, 2 days, the first session is I show them what is possible. And in the beginning, but now I bring my son, I bring the other kids. I say, okay, all the people we have list names and the last 3 or 4 digits of their phone number, their address, anything. Okay, tell me the name of any person. They say this, and then the kid tells them last 3 digits of their
Wow.
something like that. And it's easy.
Wow.
Every kid can do it. No, there is no rocket science in that. Just simple methods. Just like you said, there has to be a willpower and confidence, and just you keep doing it till you get it. That's it. Nothing else.
But your story is comforting because till this day, I'm 57. I'll walk out the door. If I go beyond my porch, I stop at the corner and say, "Did I lock the doors?" And then I come back and I lock the door. But the
Just
door is always locked. I've never left it unlocked. It's like as soon as I walk out the door, I lock it. But if I go to the corner and I'm thinking, did I lock the door? I have to come back. So what I do is I lock the door, I stand on the porch, count to three, 1001, 1002, 1003. Then I check the lock and then I leave. Because something in my mind is like, did you really lock the door? Like but I always lock the door. But so now what I do is I won't leave the porch for 3 seconds and then I check the door and then I can go about my business. So
those 3
Yeah.
seconds they do the job, right?
yeah. Well, tell me.
So,
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Drake.
no, go ahead, Smiley. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say the future. Like, say for example, you're up to a million followers now. Let's say it's 2033 instead of 2023. What's the math guy? Is the math guy all over the world in all languages? Is the math guy speaking on TED Talks? Is the math guy he has his own podcast? Or what does 10 years look like?
So actually, uh, I have a full team of people working with me also, because
Mm,
I'm kind of person who thinks that alone I'm nothing. I need a
mm,
team. So instead of doing in the beginning, I was doing everything, all the video editing, making the videos, and uploading on social media and everything. But now I just make the video and I just upload on TikTok myself. Other than that, everything my team does. So I'm thinking of in the next, like say, 10 years. You said right, 2033.
mm, mm,
So um, there is a show called numbertainment show that I used to do in my country. Like entertainment, it's numbertainment.
mm,
So I actually my social media accounts, people think he's teaching something. It's not a teaching account, it's entertainment account,
mm.
right? So I entertain people with memory and numbers. So
I
that
love it.
people don't know. When we go on stage and we do things that they don't think possible, the kids, they love it. Nowadays all the entertainment shows are like belly dance or magic show, and everything is like
Mm,
there is rarely a thing that they have seen something new. But this
mm,
numbertainment show, it will be new. This you can do it in universities, in corporate events, in everywhere. Like I can sit with my sister, my daughter, my mother. I can see the show. I don't have any problem. So it's an
right.
intellectual entertainment. So that show I want to that's the last stop, and I want to do only that show. Other than that, everything the team will be doing. And right now also we are alhamdulillah, we are getting passive income. I can go on the side and sleep all day. Still I'm fine with that, but I have to take all this team and bring them up to this level where
Hmm.
we can do the shows all over the world, something like that. And I have
It's
already
awesome.
written 2 books before. So for the it's called Green Math.
Hmm.
So
Green Man.
Green Math, green building and green energy. In that
Yeah.
Yes, yes.
energy, so in math, green math means we are saving time and energy and just write to the
I
answer.
love it. I love it. That's
But
brilliant.
you
That
got
That's
my
brilliant.
point.
is.
So everywhere they are saying green, green all over the world. So I said, okay, let's do green.
Well,
In
Okay.
fact,
please do
so
this. When you send your image for their podcast, please send us your links because we'll list your books and all your links on your podcast.
yeah,
So this
sure.
is amazing.
Actually, I'm not a technical person. I don't know. I will try to see what you mean, and I will do that. But
Yeah.
Okay.
if I
We'll,
cannot,
we'll,
then
we'll
I will email the links.
Okay.
So actually, those books they never sold, but this same thing, green math course, it has 400 small lessons.
Awesome.
So it covers all the math from grade 3 to grade 10. And in the coming few months, 3, 4, 5 months, our course started already. My team has started working on that, and maybe more than 100 already I made the lessons. But in 2, 3 months, we will complete the course, and then we are going to launch this Green Math online course also, where you can just go there, watch the lesson, do the practice. With every lesson is with practice sheet, by the way, because without
Mm,
practice, I think only knowing the techniques is nothing.
right.
So if you practice, you can get the answer without calculator before anyone can punch the numbers. Then you don't need to have any degree to show them, okay, I'm a math genius certified or something.
right.
Just to say,
Right.
what do you want? Before you could punch the numbers, I got you answer.
Yeah.
I love that.
Need any
I
paper
love
for
that. Yeah. So Abdul, so tell me this. We're going to
that.
transition into our last 4 questions.
Okay,
But before we do, quick question for you.
please.
What's one thing that most people don't understand about memory and math that you wish everyone understood? What's one thing people don't understand about memory and math?
If I'm going to take one topic out of uh, the whole math, it's a big ocean. I will take percentages. So because they need it always in their adult life also, always we need to calculate at least simple percentage calculations. We should know how to do it. Even with calculator, they cannot do it. So it's
Okay.
I think if they know how to calculate percentages, half of the problems of adult people will be gone in math.
Okay.
I
Makes
like
sense.
that.
Makes
And,
sense.
and that's why I like when I see you pop up on my TikTok, and that's why once again I'm so glad you're on this show. I saw his thing pop up. I was like, man, I don't think that's right. And then I pulled out my calculator, and it's right. And then I saw he had all these other ones, and then I reached out to him, Dre. I said, "Hi, I'm Smiley. Would you be on my podcast?" And he said, "Why?" I was like, "What do you mean why?" I was like, "You're amazing." So
I
that's
I
why.
thought it's they are big shots in sitting in USA. They have podcast. Who am I to go on that postcard? Maybe, I will put a black dot or damage on their good show, good
Not
show
at
in
all.
something like that.
So I was so happy, but I travel a lot, so I'm in the airport and I'll see these little his math trick popped up, and I was like, "Is that right?" And I was like, "It's right." And I'm learning these little skills, and then he has another thing you do with your calculator. You punch some codes, and then you put something else in, and then it shows it like zero or something. And I'm trying with these things, and I was like, "We got to get this guy on his podcast." So Abdul,
Yes,
first
sir.
question of the final 4 is, if you had the ability to have dinner with 3 other people at the dinner table, you're in one seat and 3 others in the other seats, who would you want to have dinner with and why? Alive or dead?
First one is my mother, of course. She's not with us
Hmm.
anymore because I will not. When I eat, she will not let me eat. She will bring that bite to my mouth, and I will eat something like that.
uh,
But the mothers are not.
yeah.
You know,
Yes.
Yeah.
they want us to. And there is unconditional love and everything.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Plus, I have uh, actually there is There is no one I wouldn't want to sit with me in dinner, because I'm a kind of person, if I have like one bread and we have 10 people, I will make 10 pieces and we will all eat and laugh and something like that.
That's
So
great.
it's the people who are making a big difference in the what you call societies, and uh, going out of their way to help poor and the people
Mm.
who cannot even get clean water and bread. I think those heroes that normally people don't see in the social media or on news, those heroes that no one knows, but they are helping the poor. I want
Hmm.
to
Yeah,
sit with them and hear them out, and maybe if I can help in some way, I would do that.
that's great.
Like that.
What's been your greatest success?
Oh, I thought till now I didn't have any. So we can, yani every success at that time seems that it is the biggest one, right?
That's
When I
right.
got
That's right.
admission in that institute, no one would believe that this person can do it, because it's very difficult to get admission in that institute. But when we graduated from that institute, even after that, the charm and the value is not that much. When at the moment a person thinks I'm out of the world, some great guy, I achieved this. But after some time, when the time passes, actually that is not the finest thing that greatest thing that a human being can achieve. It's totally different, something like that.
Sure.
But recently it's the TikTok account that blew up, and now people are buying a lot of our courses. People know me, and like I also want to help a lot of now I can help. Like in one school there are 500 students. Right away I can, if they make a deal with me, and they right away 500 students can get benefit from that same course, right? Before
Yeah.
it was individual or something like that. So I think in the last 1.5 years, this TikTok account, it helped me a lot. This was a big achievement. Oh, you can see this TikTok one,
Yeah, I see that behind you. Yeah, and
1
TikTok and
million.
YouTube and all that.
This is 100,000 play button for YouTube, and this is 1 million uh, followers TikTok. Let me show you also,
Wow.
Yes.
if it's allowed.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Of
You know this.
course. Wow.
So
So
so TikTok sent that to you once you hit 1 million.
yeah.
1 million followers.
2 days back, TikTok, they called me to visit their office in Dubai. So we went. My team went also there. To you can see on my TikTok account. You can see the video of yesterday, or I think the day before yesterday. We went to their office and made the videos and pictures and like that. So no one here
Wow.
knows where the TikTok office is, by the way. They told me twice that don't tell anyone the location of our office.
Oh,
Otherwise,
it's
Oh,
all the
secret.
people will go there and there will be a crowd and they will start making the videos, something like that.
Uh,
People in our areas are crazy.
yeah. That's funny.
congratulations. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's amazing.
That was
So
the recent achievement that I did.
That's a big achievement.
Or
That's a big
the
achievement.
first Guinness World Record that I made in 2016, December of
Which
2000.
one was that? What was that
It's
for?
text. No, not text. And this is periodic table. Yeah,
periodic table.
Periodic
periodic
table.
table.
Okay.
And I was
Yeah.
Wow.
driving in the tunnel, airport tunnel. It's called here in Dubai, and the message came on my mobile. The on the message subject, only we can
Yes.
subject. And while
Yeah.
driving the car, I just saw, and it was congratulations, and it was from Guinness World Records. I got it. So I called my cousins and friends. I said, okay, reach there, and it's the dinner is from my side. We are getting. And right away we did our dinner and everything. That was the good moment.
That's great.
Oh,
I
awesome.
love that. I love that.
So this may be, think about like this.
I didn't
Super.
show you.
That's what I
Oh,
saw one of your. Oh, he got a
yeah.
TikTok hat.
There it is. There it is.
This is on my
Dre,
You know, on my
Uh,
TikTok account, this is our
Yes.
actually this is the logo. Let me show you. Oh, you can see.
oh yes, I
Yeah,
see.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I've seen that. I've seen that logo before.
This is our
That's
company's logo.
you.
Yeah, it's me. Exactly same. We took a picture like this, and then they made the the KFC Baba
Yeah.
KFC logo.
KFC.
KFC. There is a logo KFC. This is an old person vector drawing of KFC. When you go to KFC,
Yeah.
you see there is an old person, right? The logo there.
Yes.
So it's
Yeah,
Colonel
yeah,
a,
yeah, yeah.
Sanders.
I told my
But
team I want the same thing for me. I am also KFC Baba. So they they made this same logo, and we now this is our company logo, by the way.
I love
Love
it.
it.
That's
That's great,
awesome.
man. That's great.
So
Yeah.
so Abdul, the third,
TikTok people gave this gift to me.
I like
TikTok
it.
gave it to you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Man,
I like
that's
it.
quite an
I like
achievement.
it.
I mean, that's amazing.
thank
It is.
As the third final four question, what is your superpower? Superman
you.
flies, the Hulk has strength, the Flash is fast. What's your superpower? Something that's uniquely you.
Uh, I don't know. Maybe other people will have this also. I share things, but if I have, no matter whatever the quantity is, all my team can have that equally. I will get the equal, what you say, portion. So
I love it.
everyone in my team, if you give them like 10 times of the salary or something, they will not go to you.
Right.
Yeah.
Uh,
Okay.
The love and respect they get from me, I think they will not go anywhere, inshallah.
oh,
That's
that's a
yeah.
Till
beautiful
now, they
Wow.
don't
superpower.
have to.
That's great.
That's not American superpower. I love that superpower.
Yeah. Selflessness. That's great.
Yes.
That's great.
You can say that.
So you've written 2 books.
Yeah,
If
but
you were to write
I'm not
a third
proud
book,
of those 2 books, by the way.
you're not. So well, tell me this: if you were to write a third book
Hmm.
about your life,
Oh,
what would the title be?
title? We can write biography of Guinness and Math guy.
Okay.
Some,
Biography of the Guinness Math Guy. I
uh,
like that. I like that.
in
Smart.
Urdu we say, if we say it's Abdul's story, we say Abdul ki kahani, Abdul ki zabani. It means his story by his own words.
Okay.
So
That's
I
even
like
better.
that.
So
Yeah.
Guinness
I like that.
Guinness and Math guy's story by his own words, we can say.
I
Oh,
like
I
it.
like that. I like that. Well, Abdul, like I said, I am so excited to have you on the podcast. I'm so excited for you to be here, and thank you for responding to my message. Yeah, I know it was like a random guy. He's like, "Why?" And I just laughed, and I'm just so happy that you're here and to share your amazing story. Because my takeaway is, as soon as you say I can do it, then you can open yourself to all these mathematical possibilities, and it's a decision that you make internally. If you say, I can learn this, then you can. And that's just phenomenal. So thank you very much for being on the podcast. I really appreciate you. Drake?
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
Thank you, dear.
Okay. 1 second.